conspiracy theories, the paranormal, UFOs, aliens, and all things strange and unusual. This is Black Lotus. So, you know what I've had going through my head all day long?
Air?
That, well, usually, yeah. No, but I've had that song, Little Boxes.
Oh, God. Great show, great theme song, like that song.
Yeah, I like that show. It was pretty cool, man. I'm disappointed that they canceled it. I didn't see the last season, but yeah, I saw the most of it.
Well, yeah, it kind of, they needed to end it at that point.
Did they?
Yeah.
Did they?
Too much was going on.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought it was a cool show. But anyway, the reason I've had that going through my head is because today we're going to be talking about the Dybbuk Boxes. And specifically, I think we should start off with the original one.
Well, the one that started it all?
Yeah. That was apparently purchased by Kevin Mannis, who is a writer and an actor. And so he apparently put it up for sale on eBay, along with a horror story about it that he had written.
Right.
Yeah.
That he had told about it. People probably don't even know what we're talking about, what it is.
Yeah, well, describe this thing.
Yeah, basically what it is, it's originally a Jewish folklore, I guess it is. But it's a wine box that was haunted, and a Dybbuk is a demon that is captured inside of it.
Yeah. You can see a picture of it right behind us.
Yeah, this is the inside of what they found inside.
Yeah.
But it's usually a malicious spirit, a very evil spirit, and usually the boxes nowadays are like covered with wax to keep it from getting out.
But, really?
Yeah. So that's what it is. So then this guy went and bought one or sold one.
Yeah. And the thing about this is that what I can't understand is that there are other boxes, like you mentioned. There's other boxes out there, and they're being sold on eBay.
Right.
And some of them, you told me you saw one for upwards to $4,000.
$4,999 is what the asking price was.
What I can't get, see, here's the deal with these Dybbuk boxes, is that if you open it up, you release the demon spirit or whatever it is, and it causes havoc in your life.
Right.
So why in the hell would somebody pay for that to happen?
Well, I don't think that people who are going to pay $4,000 are going to let it go.
I just don't understand why you would want it anyway.
I don't know. I've had too many haunted items in my life. I don't want it.
Right. You know,
I don't know why this guy, like we were talking about this before. Okay, so basically this guy bought this box, this wine box, at an auction. It was an estate auction. It was a 103-year-old woman who was from the Holocaust survivor.
Oh.
She's the only one in her family who survived.
Okay.
She escaped with somebody else and actually managed to survive it. And this was up in Portland where she lived. Her name was Havela. Mm-hmm. Okay? So when she died, she had this box. Now, this box was one of her 3 possessions she took with her when she escaped Poland.
Okay.
That, a sewing box, and a trunk.
I thought she had actually purchased it in Spain.
Right, she bought it in Spain, right. And she
yeah.
brought it over to the U.S.
Okay.
And that was only one of the 3 items she brought with her.
Yeah.
And so it meant a lot to her.
Uh-huh.
Again, why?
Wow.
Why would you keep... I don't understand. But anyhow, so he bought the box, and the granddaughter told him what it was, and... when the granddaughter had asked the woman what it was inside of it, she spit between her fingers 3 times and said, Dybbuk, which is an evil spirit. So she was told never to open it. And he said, well, this is an heirloom. If you guys want it, I don't want any money back. You can take it back. She's like, oh, no. You made the deal. You take it. That's what scares me.
Now,
right.
buddy.
You made the deal. So he takes it and he thinks, I'm going to refurbish and give it to my mom for her birthday. So he runs an antique store and he's working on it.
Now, this is in Portland, Oregon.
This is in Portland, Oregon, correct.
Yeah.
He goes out to the store and he gets a call from his shop, from his helper there, that she is all in hysterics.
Okay.
She said all the glass broke. And she hears all this swearing, and the locked gates came down, and she can't get out. She's trapped.
Oh, really?
And someone's in here breaking glass and swearing.
Huh.
So he runs back to the store, and he finds all the doors locked, and her in a ball in the office, all upset and crying. And I guess somebody had gotten into the downstairs basement, which nobody knows how because the only entrance was through the office and no one came out and the gates were locked.
Okay.
And broke all the light bulbs in there. Like they are shattered in the sockets.
Really?
So he doesn't think anything of it. And he goes back to refinishing this box. Now, he goes back to his mom, and his mom was going to go on a trip. So they postponed her birthday, but she stopped by the shop, and he gave it to her for her birthday. Mm-hmm. And she ends up having a stroke right then and there when he gives it to her.
Really?
So it's like,
yeah.
Okay.
See, that's my point. Why would you want this damn thing? I don't understand why anybody would spend any kind of money on this thing. I wouldn't take it for free, you know?
Well, after the stroke, supposedly, she couldn't talk anymore.
Okay.
But she spelled out no gift to him.
Okay.
And he's like, no, I gave you a gift. I gave you a box, the pretty wine box. She goes, no. She goes, hate gift.
Oh, okay.
And so he still doesn't put this together as, what is this box doing? So he gives it to his brother and his wife. They kept it 3 days and gave it back because they kept smelling cat piss from it.
Right, I've heard that. I've heard that it smells like cat urine and
jasmine.
And other times it smells like jasmine.
Which I can understand kind of close, that pungent, quick smell, but cat piss is one of those smells that definitely doesn't smell like anything else.
Yeah, most definitely.
So he takes it back and he gives it to his girlfriend. 2 days later, his girlfriend gives it back to him and says, you need to sell this.
Yeah.
So he puts it up for sale, and a middle-aged couple buys it. 3 days later, he finds it back on his doorstep again. With a note that says there's darkness inside of it. Okay? So he takes it home, and he starts having all these bad dreams about friends he runs into in a dream, and they turn into this old hag who rips him apart. So
now, the problem here is that he had opened the wine cabinet, right?
Right. He had opened the cabinet. And inside the cabinet, he had found 2 wheat pennies, some blonde hair, and some black hair tied up in a ribbon, and an engraved tablet that in Hebrew said shalom.
Okay.
It also had a gold chalice, a small one, and a dried rosebud, and a brass candlestick that had these 4 octopus-looking type legs that came off of it. Oh, yeah, you can see what we're talking about here. That's a very odd-looking candlestick indeed.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're engraved on there. So anyhow, this hag would rip him apart. So his brothers and his wife, a brother and his wife came over, and his sister, to spend the night for some reason. And he has these dreams again, and they all have these dreams. And they talk about it in the morning. They find out every time that somebody's had this box, they're having these dreams about this old hag.
Okay.
So then he starts seeing shadow people, and he had enough.
I didn't hear about that.
Oh, yeah. He says he starts seeing things out of the corner of his eyes, dark shadows moving and stuff. And at one point, he gets out of bed at one night because he's hearing noises, and he sees this dark shadow figure running down the hallway.
Oh, really?
And at that point, he's like, yeah, this has got to go. So he sold it on eBay. I don't know how much it sold for and who he sold it to. It kind of disappeared there for a little bit.
Okay.
But the last person to buy it was some guy in Missouri. And he was from the Truman State University, and he claims that the box caused all his lights to go out in the house, and he said all his hair started falling out.
Okay.
So he put it up for sale on eBay, and was sold to Jason Hexton. Now, Jason Hexton is the operator of the Museum of Osteopathic. Say that word.
Osteopathic medicine.
Thank you. In Missouri, okay, and he started having health problems immediately when he got it. Started getting welts on him and everything else. So he went and saw some rabbis and had the rabbis put the demon back inside the box.
I wonder what the ritual was to do that.
That would be interesting to see, but of course that's one of those, like, if you look up the ritual for exorcisms and stuff like that, you see bits and pieces of it, but a lot of it's secret.
Well, and you said that other boxes have been sealed with wax. I wonder if that was part of the ritual.
I would believe so nowadays, because you seal it with wax, they can't get out the cracks, I guess, and stuff like that. But that box was then buried and hidden away for a while, and now actually they have taken it and put it at Zach Brannigan's Haunted Museum.
It's here in Vegas. But he had hidden it away apparently for quite a while. Wouldn't tell anybody where it was.
I don't blame him. Why would you want this again? Would you pay $5,000 to have this thing come to your house?
Unbelievable.
I'd pay $5,000 to keep it away from my house.
Yeah, no doubt. But yeah, it's at Zach Baggins' Haunted Museum here in Vegas, and that's over on. I want to say it's on Flamingo? No,
I don't remember, to be honest with you.
I don't remember where the maybe.
I'm sure it's easy to look up on the internet, people. If you want
Nellis, maybe I don't remember, but yeah, it's over here in East Vegas. But I don't know, and like you said, there are other boxes out there that are being sold out there, and it floors me that anybody would want to buy one of these things.
I would. You can buy them as cheap as like $40 if you look them up on eBay.
And the secret here is not to open the damn cabinet.
Well, that's just it. If you go look on YouTube, since you're here, go look up the box openings. And there are, you'll see lists of all these people buying these boxes. First of all, who's trapping all these and selling them?
Yeah.
How do we know it's just, week I can make up a box that makes it look like that?
Yeah, right.
So I don't know. How do you know you're actually buying a real one? But there's tons of people opening up, and I've watched a pretty good amount of these videos, and I want to say that most of them are pretty corny.
Well, here's the thing. From a psychological standpoint here, I think it's like any curse. If you find out that you're cursed, then more than likely your brain is going to start creating issues in your life. But that doesn't explain the people that buy this thing just from the original owner, and just because they thought it was beautiful or something like that, and then they immediately return it because they're having problems all of a sudden. So yeah, in a way, if you think that this thing's cursed, then your brain will create situations around you that will create problems.
What's interesting is that when he sold this on eBay, the original owner, when he sold it on eBay after he had bought it from this woman, he didn't just sell the box. He sold his medical records and all the doctors and ambulance calls and things like that came across with it. He has also sworn affidavits from all the people involved in the things that had happened.
Yeah.
So I thought that's a little different too. They usually don't have that.
I thought it was interesting though that like I said, I mean this guy Kevin Manis, is that right? Yeah, I think so. Anyway, this guy is a horror writer. And he, as well as owning the antique store, he's also a horror writer and an actor. And he ended up acting, actually, in the movie that was based on his story.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, and I'd like to watch it now.
Yeah, called The Possession. And, yeah, I kind of want to look that up and check it out. But it kind of makes me wonder if the whole thing was contrived by him. That the whole story was contrived by him. He says he bought it from some little old lady. That was
he has the documentation from that too, I would say.
Yeah, but how easy would that be to be forged? That's the thing. So I wonder if the whole thing was contrived in order to save a failing writer. I mean, I don't mean to be so skeptical about this, but it just seems to me that this guy started this whole thing. Now, the Dybbuk spirit does really exist. Well, it does really exist, but it is an ancient legend in Judaism, and so, I almost want to say he took that ancient legend and applied it to this, because I don't know. I kind of looked up the whole thing, and the Dybbuk boxes started with him. It seems. I couldn't find any. Anything about Dybbuk boxes prior to him.
Just about the actual spirit.
Yeah. So it just kind of makes me wonder. I've known a lot of writers, and I know a lot of writers will do anything to get their name out there. So it just kind of makes me wonder about that. You know what I mean? But yeah. But in any case, now that I do know about it, I don't want one anywhere near me, because it's that psychological thing again. You know what I mean? So,
well, like I said, I watched a lot of videos on it too, and there was only one video, and I would tell you it was a half an hour long, and I usually won't sit there and watch somebody's half-hour video if it's just about a haunted house type thing and they're wandering through it.
Yeah.
But this was pretty crazy, and what really got to me was that he was in this giant house all alone. Well, I mean, I know we could think that he's all alone. There might still be people there, but every little noise he made, every little footstep he took, everything he did, you could totally hear it on the recorder.
Okay.
So if someone had walked, you would hear it. If someone was making a noise, you would hear it.
Okay.
Well, things were happening like chairs moving from one side of the hallway all the way to the other, broomsticks a knife being thrown,
Wow.
Doors being slammed shut and open, things actually being a set of like cabinet doors thrown through the room.
Okay.
And now this is all uncut. I could not find a place where it looked like anything was cut. If they were using some type of strings and pulley systems and stuff like that, I don't know how they hid them because lamps were swinging in the hallway and stuff like that. And there were so many shots of it, you would think you would have seen wires showing somewhere or something. I don't know where they would have hidden all these people. Anybody moving would have made a lot of noise. Like when you hear this chair move, it's within a second from one end of the hall all the way to the other. It got to the point where our doorbell rang here. Amazon had delivered a package. And I went over to the door and looked, and there was nobody there. And I was in the middle of watching this video. I was actually probably about 25 minutes into the 30 minutes, so I was just about over. And it really freaked. My heart was pounding and stuff like that. I was like, what the hell? There's nobody there. So, yeah, that was the only one that got to me. I mean, it actually looked like I would like to see somebody debunk this video and tell me how they did this.
I've seen a few videos out there that are like that, where things are moving around the room and stuff like that. And most of the time you can tell that it's fishing line or something like that.
Or a guy in a green suit.
Yeah. But there have been some that, I've watched them repeatedly, just really closely, and you can't tell. You can't tell what it is,
and these guys are known for doing their haunted mansion, going to these places and stuff like that.
Ghost hunters.
Right. So, yeah, they're what were they called? The urban exploration.
Oh, I've heard of them.
So
yeah.
And their videos, a lot of them are very corny. Almost, they're very religious group.
Yeah.
He felt all through the whole thing he was going, God's going to protect me, so it's okay. You can do your best, demon, because I'm here protected by God. And
well, kind of like those ghost hunters. They weren't really good. They're demonologists. Is what they were. What were their names? They worked with the Annabelle doll.
Oh.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
But they were the same way, very religious.
Right. And I looked at some of the other videos and stuff real quick, and they kind of seemed a little corny and stuff like that. But this one really, even though I know that it's probably faked, I was like, I want to know how they did this one if it is fake.
Send me the link to that. I'd like to see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, because like I said, some
actually,
of them you can't tell what it is.
I have to see if I have to copy and paste it, because I even tried to save it to my watch list, and it wouldn't let me save it because it was a private video. It's saying.
Oh, really?
It's like, so I couldn't share it or nothing. It's like, never had that happen on a public YouTube video before.
That's strange.
Yeah.
Usually
it was a demon.
Usually, if it's private,
you can't watch
it.
Right.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't let me save it to my watch later list, so I could share it with you or sort of put the link in anywhere. So
well, anyway, so you want to get out of here?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what we're going to do on Saturday's show. We had originally planned to redo our Mandela effect. But I'm kind of thinking, I was talking to Ralph and I said, what do you think about doing a show on conspiracy theories that actually came to be, that were true? And I looked it up, and there's a ton of them out there.
Yep, there is.
And I think it would be interesting to do that in light of the whole Alex Jones banning throughout this, all of social media. I mean, pretty much all of social media has taken him down. And
no comment.
And the reason I say it would be timely to do that is because I'm of the opinion that there are conspiracy theorists and then there are whack jobs, and Alex Jones, in my opinion, is a whack job. You know, I mean, I've known a lot of conspiracy theorists, and although they may be out there, they're not the type that are going to be screaming into the microphone. You know, I mean, I don't really consider ourselves conspiracy theorists. I think conspiracies are interesting, and it's one thing to ponder.
It's more of a hobby.
Yeah, more of a hobby. I would say that. Yeah, but he's just out there, man. And you know, the first time I ever noticed him was when he was doing a thing on the 9/11 conspiracy, and apparently he had predicted it was going to happen. And so that caught my attention because I happen to be kind of a 9/11 truther. So I kind of get what he was doing there, but the other crap that he's doing, you know, I'm not a fan of Ted Cruz, but he's talking about Ted Cruz's dad was the assassin of JFK.
Right.
It's just a nut. The dude's a nut. And so I'm glad he was been taken down. I think he's actually one of these guys who's pretty dangerous because he convinces people of this crap.
He has a lot of followers.
Yeah. But anyway, so long story short, I'm kind of thinking, Ralph, we should do the podcast on that. The video cast on.
I definitely think it would be an interesting one.
Yeah, we'll definitely redo the Mandela effect at some point, but I think it would be interesting to do that right now. So I don't know, maybe not. I don't know. Well, it'll be a surprise to you as well as us on Saturday. So
hey, Mark, put down on the thing if you have an opinion on what we should do next. So.
Yeah, there you go. Leave a comment. Speaking of that, comment, like, share, subscribe. And smash the little bell down on the bottom of the video so that you can get notified each time we upload a new video. So, but anyway, let's get out of here, man. Until next time, keep thinking and question everything. And don't buy a Dybbuk box. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe and click that little bell so you can get a reminder every time we upload a new episode.